Okay, now that the mods are done, the next one is simeons, simeons, whatever you want to call them. You'll recognise them when they come on. Now this next technique is the most important technique of the game. This you use for these. I wouldn't normally do this way, just let them surround me because I've got enough shields and my ship can handle it. But most ships, especially if you've not done a gate before, you're in a Veng or a lower grade gully, you'll want to use this technique that I'm going to show you. But this technique is then important for SKs, for the little Sibs, and similar to what we're going to do for the Prots at the end of the game. But the Prots have their own special technique, but it's very similar. Okay, so we're going to jump in, and we're going to take this right from the start because I need to show you the technique of corralling. We need to corral them into one group, so I'm going to show you how we do that. Okay, the countdown's done and the first wave comes in. If you look at the minimap on the left, there's a gap. I'm going to fly for that gap. I'm in speed config and that's very important. We don't want them to catch us up. And once I'm out of the ring, I'll then start flying around. Now notice there, so I'm going to go for a gap. We want to stay away from them, but we want to fly around the outside, and I've gone for that gap there. If you look at the minimap, I've gone through it. I'm now going to start circling them. Now here I've not got much of a gap to go through, but I should get through safely, which I have. Now all we're doing is flying around the outside in a circle, and the fourth wave's already in. So all four waves are in now. There's only 4 waves per round on each of the aliens. So basically fly around the outside of the group using the minimap to guide. You don't even need to look at your ship, just keep using the minimap to guide yourself around the outside. And as you can see, the group's getting closer together. And as you fly around the outside of them, they become one group. Not quite there. Okay, they are now one group. Now this technique that we're going to use to fight these is exactly the same we'll use for SKs and little Sibs and the Prots later on, similar too. It's important to note you can do this without getting hit once, without taking a single hit from the enemy, from the aliens. Okay, so just move away while I get ready. Okay, as you can see on the minimap, they're chasing me. I'm now going to switch to battle config, and we're waiting for them to come on the left hand side of the screen here. As soon as they do, target, fire. Let them catch up, target, fire. They catch up, target, and fire. And you're moving in the same direction. You're flying away from them. Target 1 will fly away, but firing. Look how quickly they're all dying. Now obviously these are only simeons, and they're not that hard, difficult to beat anyway. I don't even need my rockets on, I couldn't be bothered turning them off. Now when we get to the end of the minimap, I've got time to target one, then fly around the outside of them. And we're now going, you'll notice they took a few shots, but they're not within range, so they've not actually registered any damage at all. Target, fire, target, fire, and just keep running away. I'm now going obviously right to left, so I'm dragging them the opposite direction. Target, fire. As you can see, they're not getting a single shot off. Target, run away, fire. If you need to stop, so that if you get too far ahead of them, but I find pretty much with the 4 engines on the battle config, you're going at just the right speed to just stay ahead of them. Target, fire, and we're just dragging them, and one by one they all disappear. Now this technique, it doesn't matter if you're on X1, X4, X3, whether you've got full LF31 LF3s or not, it still works. You still will not take a hit providing you're careful. And it works with SKs, little Sibs, all the fast moving aliens. You can do SKs on X1 without taking a single hit. Now the only difference ammo really makes is how quickly you finish them. I'm on X2 here. I don't even need to be, but I've got lots of it, so. And just keep going. No need to circle. I'll show you the problem with circling, which a lot of people tend to use that technique. This technique I've not took a single hit. I'm now going to switch to circling. Targeting one. It's very difficult. See, I'm already taking hits now. It doesn't matter on these, but when you talk about a group of SKs on a gamma gate, then there's problems. They're too quick for you to circle, and people then go off and rep. You stick to this technique, switch back to this technique again, the drag technique. And now I'm doing it without getting a single hit. And when you're on gamma SKs, it works exactly the same. You can do the entire round without getting a single hit, and that's when it becomes important. When the gates, now this is a beta gate, and if you're of a not FE, SKs can be very dangerous. So I'll stick to this technique and it'll work fine. I'll leave it there while I finish these off.